Welcome, all you business geeks, to the Business Geeks Podcast, an entrepreneurial show where three friends geek out loud and proud on everybody's business. I'm Super Joe Pardo of superjoepardo.com and indiepodcasters.com. I'm joined by my two wonderful co-hosts, Jennifer Crawford, the co-founder of Sparent.co, and Samantha Riley of SamanthaRiley.global. This week, we are talking about the MVP, not the person at the end of the game who's the most valuable player, but the minimum viable product. And I'll just say, I thought it was minimal AL at the end, viable product, and was actually surprised after I had wrote tons of notes with minimal viable product in it. I was surprised that I apparently was spelling and saying it wrong. Though surprised to no one else, apparently, for me to spell or say something wrong. I don't blame you. It's a very, yeah.
You picked it up. It doesn't matter. It's all
okay.
picked up,
right? You picked it up, make a change, and do it. So, Jen, how are you feeling this week? How's things going in Sparent.co world?
Sparent.co world is good. Everything's great. We're very, very busy, which is nice.
Woo.
And did I tell you guys about the burpee challenge, my self-imposed burpee challenge?
You did mention it. I did mention that I wouldn't be joining you. How's it going?
Did I miss it?
It's going. So I've been adding a burpee a day. Started with one burpee and then I add. So today is my 50 burpee day.
Woo.
Whoa, that is awesome,
that is a lot.
Jen.
That's a
lot of burpees.
Are you taking breaks at 10, every 10? You take a 20,
it's
30
pretty much
break?
Yeah, I do them all at once, but not I can do 10 to 12 and then I've got to catch my breath and then I'll do 5 or 6 and then catch my breath, kind of like that. So, but it doesn't take as long as you would think. I might need some advice because I don't know when to stop. I don't what do I do? How far do I take this? Because at some point I'm going to be at 100 burpees. And
so
then
I think when I was looking it up, it was something do 10 burpees and then do 9 burpees and then do 8 burpees and then and take a break and then do 7 burpees. So whatever those numbers added up would equal is probably where you should stop.
I think
if I
I'm
had to guess.
past that, right? Now, how many is that? 10 plus 9.
I don't know. Let me pull out my calculator.
Lots.
It's too many.
Lots.
I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens.
55.
Good work.
55.
Good work.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's great. And how's things going on the southernmost part of almost southernmost part of the planet?
Almost, not quite there. Good. We ran Leon and I ran our final event for 2020 last week. So I was just saying to Jen, I spent the weekend doing lots of sleeping, lots of reading, spent a lot of time at the beach because, of course, we're heading into summer here and the weather is beautiful. So very, very nice weekend and now ready to hit another week.
That's awesome. You had a successful event? Everything went well?
It was awesome. It was really good. Oh, well, of course, there's always tech issues when you start. Doesn't matter how many hours of testing you do until what hour of the evening, something still goes wrong the next morning. I'm sure I'm not the only one that happens to. But it doesn't matter. Everyone was good. It was really good to get it done. How about you, Joe? How's everything in Super Joe Pardo world?
Well, it's looking more and more like lockdown season again. I thought that was a once a century kind of thing, but apparently it's a twice in a year kind of thing. So it's not great. In fact, somebody at one of our local schools where our kids would be going just tested positive for the virus as well. So that stinks. Business wise, I'm launching a new business series on YouTube that I'm looking forward to, which is called Business Coach Reacts. It's taken an immense, an incredible, huge, as some people would say, amount of time to get the setup right. Though, as our friend to the show, Eric Hunley, reminds me of Abraham Lincoln saying something to the effect of, if you give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, I'm going to take 4 hours to sharpen the knife. I have taken more than 4 hours. I've taken several days to get this dialed in the way that I want it to go. But once it's set up, I should be able to crank this series out very easily and with ease. So I'm looking forward to getting that out into the world, hopefully in the next day or two. So fingers crossed to see how it rolls. Thank you. I'm excited. It's great. It's really a lot of fun. I don't know if did either of you really get to watch it at all? The test video I sent you?
I did.
I'm so guilty.
Yeah.
I forgot you sent it to me. I have not seen it.
No problem. What did you aside from the one big flaw that I've mostly corrected, what's your take on it, Jen?
Well, I made it to the end. So, I mean, I like the Prophet, the show. So, and I kind of like, commentary on, shows that I watch. Like I listen to some podcasts that do that. So yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun show. I can't wait to see where else you go.
I got so many other things up my sleeve with it. It's I like I said, I've been dialing in so much since that video was put together like 5-6 days ago. 5-6 days ago at this point. So but yeah, so anyway, this week we're talking about the MVP, the minimum viable product. I just did it again. And how it can help you with getting your business off the ground. Everybody likes to say like, oh, it's just easy. I'll just invent some idea and I'll just magically find my way into the Shark Tank, floor, and I'll get $1 million, and then I can build my product out to the way I want it to be. And it's like, well, no, that's not a good strategy. And it doesn't even matter if it's Shark Tank, right? It could be any kind of investor. I'm not a big fan of going out and getting investment money for businesses. I think there's a certain types of businesses I think fit that model, but really you're putting yourself into like a box of like, oh no, I hope that everything works out the way it's supposed to because I'm spending these other people's money, and it's literally like I'm laying on the bed, head on the pillow, and there's like a giant boulder of money sitting on my head at all times. And if it's not that way, well, then you've made a mistake, and so has the person investing in you at that point.
I know I've got a friend that got some investment to investors, was so excited until 3 months later, and she had to produce her first round of reports. Oh, really? You didn't think about that bit? Exactly. You are owned.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Have either of you taken investment money before?
Nope.
No. Yeah, I have not either.
I haven't. I haven't needed. I haven't really needed to. I mean, the whole reason to take investor money is to accelerate your growth, right? So I think too many business owners in general are very impatient people. I was like, I love a slow growth, early profit and slow growth. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like get your business systems and operations, and the foundation of your business solid, and then scale from there. And, it takes a little bit of time to do that. I think, with these big influx of investment money, like you said, Joe, most business owners don't know what to do with it. They're irresponsible with it. They tend to spend it frivolously. I've seen that a lot. Every time you go into a cool office space and they've got nap pods, I'm like, that's somebody who spent somebody else's money, foolishly.
Exactly. And I think that you bring up the best point that you bring up there, Jen, and I totally agree with it, is that we learn by failing. So by slow growth, or by growing slowly, we realize what we're doing wrong, and we can alter it, we can change it, we can do something different. It's the best way to learn. And when it's your own money, and let's face it, it does work for some people. None of us are Canva, right? It works really well for them. But when it's someone else's money, I don't think you've got the same pain of, oh, I shouldn't make that decision because maybe I won't be able to buy groceries next week, or, whatever it is. I think that it makes a big difference when it's your own money.
And you can feel successful when you're not. Right? When you've got that big chunk of investor money in the bank, you can feel like you've made it. But
when we sell out to Google, everybody's gonna money's gonna come pouring out of the sky, and that's not okay, right? And I think one of the people I was watching made a great point about how there's so many companies. I think I might have said this a little while ago, but there's so many companies that are like, we're gonna do the free thing until we can't do it anymore, and it's like, oh great, now you have like this even if it's a big quote unquote user base, it's like that are used to not paying, and now you're like, oh, you basically can't use our services unless you pay. Well, free is not sustainable, and let's make sustainability sexy, right? And I think that's really what needs to start from the beginning. Even if it's like, okay, even if we just bring in like $3 a month from each user, like, okay, it's not going to make it rain profit in here, but at least you got a user base that's willing to pay something out of the gate. So, you creep it up a little bit, and you work on your margins and other ways by saving money, shaving things off, and you can kind of get there. But when you're like, hey, we're going to make this thing, it's minimum viable product, and it's free, and everyone's going to use it unless literally everyone's using it, and you really can sell it to them, which, to like a Google or to a big tech company. It's very unlikely that it's going to pan out for you or the investors' money that you might have just took. So it's so what I think that your MVP, right, your minimum viable product, really needs to be like a key focus point to like 1 to 3 focus points of like where those features separate you from everybody else, right? What's going to make other people be like, oh well, I already have this kind of thing. Oh wow, look at what they have over there, and they have just 1 or 2 features that like might take the competitor months to implement, if ever to be able to implement. If maybe there's falling asleep at the wheel, maybe that that competitor's founder or CEO or whatever is kind of like wavering in whether or not maybe they're investing in other areas, other businesses, so they're not like keen on what's really going on there. So there's an opportunity for you to you got to act as fast as you can, and that's where the MVP comes in, because it enables you to light speed, like right to market. Hopefully you listen and you get something that actually turns dollars instead of just like, oh, it's totally free and it's cool, like everyone's going to be using it.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but back in 2007, the founders of Airbnb put out their MVP. So they were living in San Francisco. There was a conference going on. There was a shortage of motel rooms. They had a very expensive apartment. They were trying to figure out how to make the rent. So they rented out their extra apartment space, which was literally like blow up mattresses on the floor. That was the origin of Airbnb. So they really took that idea, like stripped down to its simplicity, right? So it's people renting out extra space in their privately owned homes or privately rented homes, being that alternative to hotels in popular cities. So it was but they didn't have, at that time, they didn't have the app built out and the website, and it wasn't a household name like it is today. But they were able to test it and figure out, one, that there was a demand for it, and strip it back and build it up from there. So I think you really can't understate the importance of this, because one, you get that intelligence from your customer for practically free. You're able to launch so much more quickly, which saves you, time, money, resources right there. And you can prove the demand for your product or service before you invest a lot of time, money, and team hours building a prototype out that you're not even sure people want or need. So I love that story, because I'd never heard that before. And I love, successful business origin stories.
I love that too. So the minimum viable product was actually, the idea came from, is it Eric Ries or Eric Ries from the Lean Startup? Do you know who?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard. Yes, I do. Yes, it is a Lean Startup thing.
I see his name on the spine of the books, but I don't know how to say his name. And he's the person that originally talked about it. And I think the Lean Startup is the best way to understand what it is. But it's not just about using this minimum viable product to start your business. For someone like me that produces online programs, I use this every time I launch something. every single time I launch a new course or a new program, anything that I'm selling, this is exactly the system that I use. And I think that too many people get caught up. We need to make it all fancy. We need to spend months and months recording things, and we need to come up with a logo, and we need to do, the full fancy things. But no, just a nice, simple beta program, maybe selling it a little bit cheaper. Who wants to do it is a really great way to get the feedback that you need.
Yeah. I love that. How many people do we know, like just between the three of us, who have had potentially brilliant ideas, and they've just failed to launch because they can't picture their launch without every single feature in place, every single service, they want it all completely built out to their vision before they even get off the starting line. And then they just they can never make that happen.
Exactly. They said, but Marie Forleo didn't start where she is now. Like, go back and have a look at her original videos. They're no different to any of us sitting on our sofa, bad lighting, bad video. But, it didn't stop her, and look where she is now. And it's the same for all of us. We have to get going from where we are and not think about trying to be in a place that we're not. And I think that's the biggest part of this, right? We're not in the place of the big players. So don't try and play their game. It's a different game.
Yeah, totally. I would love to hear from our audience out there. Like, what have you launched that was a minimum viable product, or what are you maybe not launching because you're afraid to strip it back to its most simplistic version? I'd love to know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's all about getting the validation for the product, the time that you're going to be investing in it, right, and the money you're going to be investing in it, and it's again, ideas are cheap and plentiful, but the ones that actually can get validation, and as Sam was saying, like a lot of these people that create these courses, whether you know the people that are doing them or not, like a lot of times they're asking the question like, would you like to learn X? And then once they get a response, they say, okay, let me do a quick outline on a piece of paper and say, okay, what can I teach about that? And then they say, okay, I'm offering this course, and I put together a landing page, and it's it's $99, $999, it's $9,999, whatever it is. They put it together as once they start making the sales to do so, and they're not like putting in those hours to create those things, and then saying, oh, well, I hope this sells. Like I hope this turns out to be a good thing. I think it's also important to not get sucked into going back to like the one to three key features. It's important to not get sucked into creating too many features out of the gate, bogging down your development time. I mean, we see this all the time in like the video game world, where they're like, hey, we got this idea for a game, and it's like, okay, it's going to release at the end of the year, and this is like January, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, everybody got on board and was like, and this, wouldn't it be really cool if, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, now it's next year at Christmas time, and then by June of next year, they're like, well, because they keep adding more features, they keep developing it further and further, and they're burning up somebody's money, whether they know it or not, or whether you realize it or not. So, and then the other problem is creating too many features and like making it too expensive in the ways it doesn't need to be too expensive. Like, oh, well, if we add, we make this pen and then we add metal to it instead of plastic, it'll only add like 30 cents to the cost and blah, blah, blah. But like 30 cents extrapolates out to like, okay, now it's a $30 pen. There's a market for that, and there's a market for a $300 pen and a $500 pen. But was that who you intended when you asked the question, who wants a fancy pen at a cheap price, at a $5 price or a $10 price, at a zebra price versus like a what's that, cross pen? A cross pen? Like, yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't have cross pens down there?
Well, we may do. I just don't know what it is.
It's
all
like
the Australians are going, oh my gosh, Sam, I can't believe you don't know what that is.
You don't have a cross pen?
I have no idea what that is.
These are pretty inexpensive, but they do definitely go up in price. They have some really expensive pens, but I've never. I don't think I've ever. Actually, I might have a cross pen somewhere. I think it was given as a gift.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it'd be silly for me to buy a cross pen because it would be lost. Like
it looks to me just like a Parker pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't buy me a fancy
my
pen.
G2s. I mean, they're.
Yeah.
See, I'm the person that keeps the pen all the way till the ink's gone.
Well, I'm better at it now, but I'm using these Flexion pens for my Rocket book. So, yeah, I go through.
They don't last very long.
No,
by the way,
they do not.
They do not last long at all.
No.
But anyway, we divert.
We digress.
I know you were saying just then, Joe, about you can launch something quickly and you can get the landing page up and blah blah blah. I think that even minimum viable products, you can do it without getting even the landing page up. Usually, sometimes when I launch a program, I'll do it just by reaching out to my list and having conversations with them. Yeah, absolutely.
We went down this battle before. You should go back and listen to that episode where we talked about is the website actually important when getting started with your business. I forget which episode number that was, but
I believe there was a disagreement on that episode.
I would say so.
There was. No, I'm not going to go down. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Can we start numbering the disagreements? I would like to have a
my goodness,
log.
what are we up to? 1,563.
Somebody's going to have to go back.
At some point, we will have to get somebody to do a Wikipedia for our show and point out all the things that happen, like the disagreements and the different companies that are brought up and all that, and like link to the shows in that regard.
That would be good.
Let's see what else was there. So So another thing to go along with the key features, right, is thinking about what single main problem is your MVP going to solve, and knowing how to market that. Like, there's because it's easy to get. Again, I've probably have said this a million times. Like, we don't have Coca-Cola money, right? Like to market to like 20,000 different subsets of people with different marketing messages and things of that nature. You have what you have, and you're working with what you're working with. So, finding that one central problem with, that your product or your service is going to solve, and then finding that one central set of people that mostly have that problem, that you can write out specifically to is very helpful, because people don't have great imaginations. There's maybe like 5%, 10% of people out there that will have the imagination to be like, I know this is supposed to be for this thing, but this would really solve my other problem that they're not talking about. And it's like, yes, maybe that's the case, but very, small subset of people are going to A, be in position to see the message, and B, make the connection to the problem that they have and go forward with it.
Absolutely. You need to know your ideal client inside out. Well, not technically inside out, but you need to know what they're thinking.
So I think the final thing I would add to that is don't be afraid to hold back features to your product, especially for the fact, say, if nothing else, to be able to have something to roll out with next year and market next year, and a new and improved thing, right? Like we get new iPhones that come out every year, right? Or new iPads, or new anything that comes out, and it's like, oh, the new version's here. There's always going to be something else to improve upon. And I would also say maybe impose some impose those deadlines for yourself, because you might not have deadlines otherwise, because you're like, oh, well, it's kind of whenever, especially if I'm just getting started and I work in my own, I work in a 9-to-5 job. It's like, impose some kind of deadline, set those goals on deadlines, so that you can be like, oh, well, I want to get these 4 other things done, and if I hold it back, I might be able to get them in, but are they really solving the one main problem that I'm solving? Or is it adding or taking away from the 1 to 3 key features that we're bringing to the table that nobody else is doing right now?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I like this MVP idea for another reason. And that is because I think it could also serve as sort of a guiding post, even as your business develops. Because another struggle I see with more mature businesses is they sometimes will overcomplicate their product line or service line. And it gets so complicated. There's so many levels and packages and offerings that it actually ends up confusing the customer. And I know why they do it. They're basically, as business owners, we're not sure what people want, right, from us. So we throw everything at the wall, and then we're like, we put the responsibility of our prospects. We put that responsibility on them to tell us what they want. But what happens is we end up just confusing them, and then they don't want anything that we're selling.
Yeah, confused customers do not buy.
So I'm always like, I'm just a big fan of simplicity in business. I think it's easier to market. It's easier to communicate what you're selling, and your customers, it's easier for them to understand who you are as a business and what you're offering and what your value is to them. So I think that MVP, if you start there, then you can always start like kind of stripping back a little bit when things get a little bulky or unwieldy in your business. You'll always have that guiding light, to focus back on if things start getting overly complicated.
Love it.
Thanks. I love it too.
Yeah, definitely.
Chef love.
Thank you muchly.
I also, from a cost perspective too, right? Like, again, putting yourself back in that position of like, what can I do at the cheapest, solution to the problem here is usually the best. And also what you were saying about like too many packages and things, like, again, we're not Disney, right? So we don't have endless amounts of surveys coming back. Now, you should be sending out surveys, but you're not going to get tens of thousands of surveys back with like all this extrapolated data to be like, oh, this is what we need to be doing. But if you can get 10 surveys back, 15 surveys back, you can start to build a case for why you should add another feature to it, or why you should go in a different direction or something to that effect. So I think that definitely. Oh, Nick, what's up, Nick? He says, how can someone do something like this in the contractor space, in the trades?
It's a great question.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, that's just sort of come up very quickly, but the first thought that I would have is, what sort of packages can you test just to see whether it sticks or whether it does, and reaching out to your list again. I know, Joe, you don't like that, but
I thought I don't like it. No. That's not. I love it.
I love it. Excellent. But reaching out to past customers and saying, I've got this new package that is for this specific type of person. So maybe, I know Nick's a painter, so, it's specifically for people that, haven't painted their entire house for 10 years, and it includes all of this and the, and the exterior and the interior. And, I just want to see if it's something you're interested in. That's a very first thought that's just come up in my head.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I would just do one room, because basically, Nick, what you want to do is you want to get in their house, because once you paint, all you got to do is paint one room, and paint one room well, and they will then hire you to do the rest of the house. So it's like, I would do one room, any room, for one flat fee. I wouldn't even be picky about the size of the room. I'd just be like, one room, $199. Anything. Just tell me what room to paint and I'll paint it. Because it's true, like painters, like, they're not all like Nick. They're not all as good as Nick. They're not all as they don't pay attention to the detail always. They don't always get the lines just right at where the ceiling meets the wall. So we have a great, a bathroom promo. Yeah, that's cool. We have a great painting company that we love, and we love paying them, and we love having them come paint for us, because they're great. They do a great job, and they're not outrageously priced. So Yeah,
Oh,
that's
just having now I'm sitting here, I'm having all sorts of thoughts.
do it.
So you could, so it would, so really thinking about what is the thing that you hear over and over, like, I wish that I had this, or I really want that. So thinking about those things, and then taking those questions or those things that people are saying, and I would even be going to maybe, and I don't know what you're already doing, Nick, to be fair, but maybe doing a promo to real estate agents that have a rent roll. I don't know what you call it over there, but, you know, a large leasing arm of their business, and going to them and saying, hey, I'm hearing that all of the landlords say this thing, so we're putting together this thing, you know, are you interested? Because really all it is, all this MVP is packaging up something and taking it to market in a big way and seeing if it sticks. That's essentially what it is, right?
Yes. I have another idea.
Yay! We're on a roll.
Nick, you got to paint. This is what I did with my office. You've got to paint the wall in your Zoom background. Like if you did like a feature wall, like the wall that's behind everybody in their Zoom background, and you are able to paint it in a way that it's like professional and cheerful or whatever, different, then I mean I could see that being a selling point, because I know a lot of people are redoing their offices now because they're on Zoom all day long. People are seeing their offices, and also they're in their home offices so much more now. So they want it to be a space that they enjoy and get some pleasure from. So that would be another very just get them in the house. That's all. To me, I just want you to get in as many houses as possible.
To go along with that, maybe you end up painting some of them just green walls, so that people could just make their, wherever they want to be on the beach or whatever. But I absolutely think the bathroom promo thing is brilliant, and the reason is because no one's bathroom is going to be that big, and bathrooms are, I would think, and I've never done it before, but I would think bathrooms are probably the most biggest pain in the butts to paint, because they're they're
small,
confined, and there's so many things in them. Like, you can't pick the toilet up and move it to the other side of the room and now it's an empty wall. You got to paint around it and all that. I think that's great. And apparently he is stealing your idea. That's make that check out to Jennifer Crawford, care of Washington, D.C. Or care of Jennifer Crawford. Yeah, Washington, D.C., care of. I think both Sam and Jen are great ideas. I love the bathroom promo. I think for you, it really does come down to what kind of specials you're going to offer at the time, and from it's more of a marketing standpoint than a painting standpoint. But again, going back to people don't have imagination, so only 5 to 10% people will understand what you're when you just say I'm a painter, and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. Do I get anything painted? I don't know. What gets painted? I don't even know. Versus if you specify things like bathroom, your Zoom wall, things like that. I think if you did a Facebook ad for that, Nick, also you would probably do really well. But Nick, I want to give a shout out to you for teaming up with Nor'easter. Was it Nor'easter Nick? Here in our Jersey area, where he tracks all the storms and stuff, and you apparently sponsored one of his videos, and of course it came up in my feed, but also in my wife's feed, who loves Nor'easter Nick. So shout out to you for that. Nick says no one decorated the bathroom over the holiday, and no one likes painting behind a toilet. Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, last holiday season, people also, I mean, this isn't hopefully happening so much this holiday season, but it's also a time when people are cleaning and organizing their house because they've got company coming in from out of town. So, all of a sudden the dingy walls are really standing out because, oh my gosh, we're going to have other people outside of the inner circle, coming in. Maybe that's not such an issue this year because, people are kind of cooling it on the holiday gatherings for now, but I think that was a great idea, having a holiday promotion.
You come up with a spring and we paint fences, right? That's something that's people are starting to go outside and do the yard work and stuff, and they're going to notice that their fences are it's time to get them painted. So they, things like that, keep it rotating around as the holidays go, as the seasons go. Sorry. So essentially, to wrap that up,
It's listen to what your ideal client wants. And sometimes, I'm a big believer in this, sometimes your ideal client isn't the one-to-one person. It's who has a lot of those people, which is where my head was going with the real estate agent.
Yeah.
Like, do that work once and get work in a lot of places rather than go out and search for one person. You know, that's a lot of people to speak to just for bathrooms when you can speak to one real estate agent and get 20 bathrooms.
I like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. So anything else to add to the MVP conversation before we move on here?
Do it.
No,
just do
okay.
it.
All
just
right.
do it.
All right. Well, I don't want to just do it. Oh, I thought you were talking about talking to me.
No. With the MVP, don't think about it. Your thing for too long. Don't make it too fancy. Just do it.
You know, can I just add one more thing though? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, especially to you, Nick, as well. Sometimes your customers don't know what they want, and sometimes you have to be willing to take a certain calculated risk in figuring out whether or not you can deliver something they haven't necessarily thought about yet. Right. I mean, we've seen it, you know, one of the biggest ones is the iPad, right? Nobody wanted a giant iPhone at that point, but it's worked its way into the subculture of America, and done it in such a way that it, lots and lots and lots of iPads have been sold across the world. So sometimes you have to think outside the box and like get something, and just, play test something, right? A/B test something to see like, Did you get a good response out of it? Did it make people think? Did it make them step back and like get their creative, juices flowing as far as what else they could get painted after? You're like, oh, I could totally paint that for you. So you never know. So, don't be afraid to experiment and test, because sometimes people don't even really know what they want yet.
Totally.
Until you offer it. I'll tell you another thing that could be used for that is, and I'm not just saying that because I'm literally sitting in one right now that needs to be painted, but a garage. How many garages do we see out there? I don't know about this, if this is an Australian thing too, but they're drywalled out, but they're not painted, right? They're spackled and there's just no paint on them, and nobody thinks to paint them. But how much nicer would it be to get, a garage painted? Especially if you're doing it through the real estate agent, who, the house is virtually, hopefully empty or is able to be emptied out, so that, or just built, something to that effect. So that, there's an opportunity there to get your foot in the door with something that people might not have thought about otherwise.
Totally. P.S. Joe, just before we move on, we have iPads in Australia too.
I know you have iPads in Australia. Did I not say?
And electricity.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
I was talking about the garage. No, I was talking about the garage.
Before you said, iPads, and now they're like a big thing in America. We have them in Australia too.
Did I say in America?
Yeah.
Did I say America? Oh, I didn't mean to. I didn't.
It's okay.
My
we
Americanism was coming out.
Here a lot.
That's right. They don't have running water yet, but
yeah.
Indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
Right.
Someday
When I get hungry, I need to go for a walk to go find some berries somewhere.
She's a forager, folks.
I apologize. It was not my intention.
I know. I was playing with you, Joe. I find it quite fun.
It's our international humor segment.
Well, wait a second. They when they release new products, they don't release them to the whole world at the same time. So, just saying.
No.
Have you guys gotten iPhone 12s yet? Is that a thing?
So I ordered mine 4 weeks ago. They said it would be here within 2 to 3 weeks. Last week, I got an email saying we'll be shipping it the week of the 29th of December. First world problem, but I was a bit annoyed with that. Don't lie to me. Just tell me that right from the beginning.
Oh,
anyways,
that sucks. I'm sorry. My iPhone 12 is crying for you.
I bet it is.
Joe always has to have the most recent of everything.
Not necessarily.
But tech is something that he really enjoys.
I know.
It is. It's my.
I think it's okay for everyone to have something that they really enjoy.
You're only as old as your phone. I always say.
You're only as old as your phone. Oh dear.
Yeah, I need a flip phone then. If I want to be able to drive. Actually, yeah, I guess a StarTAC phone. Anyway, I'm gonna
Moving on.
Moving on.
Speaking of cell phones, so what's grinding my gears this week? While I do have the iPhone 12 Pro here, I am annoyed with my carrier. My carrier being T-Mobile. I've been with them for 6-7 years now. Anyway, they have a policy where if you ordered the phone online, you have a 20-day return policy, no questions asked, send the phone back and we'll get you a different phone. Like I changed my mind kind of thing, which is nice. It's very very cool, right? I don't even think probably most carriers are probably doing that, right? They're probably 14 days, and then that's it. That's all you get. So it is nice. So to my dismay, I was, when the iPhone 12 got announced, I was like, well, do I want the iPhone 12 or the Pro, or do I really kind of want the smaller mini? I want the iPhone 12 mini. But I don't want it to be too small, and I don't want it to get here and be like, oh, this sucks. And I kind of was in a rush to kind of get a phone because Melissa's phone was not in great shape and all that. So I was like, all right, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it, and I ended up getting the Pro. I didn't really want the Pro, but it was only $100 more because of the storage option and all that. But that's not the point. Point being is I called up on the 21st day after I had I got to hold an iPhone 12 mini in my hand because my boy Mike had gotten one because he actually got the 12 and was like, this is too big, it's falling out of my hand, I don't like this at all. And he's a bit smaller than me. And I was like, I really want it, but I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna do it. And then I happened to go over to his house because I had to pick him up and take him to the police station to get his firearm permit. And of course, that was the day the phone got there. So I got to hold it in my hand. As soon as I started typing, I was like, oh, this feels great. This feels perfect. I can reach the whole phone with my thumb, one-handed. It's perfect. So I call up. I actually went to T-Mobile, and they were like, oh, we can't do anything for you here anyway. You have to call service. So I called their service line, sat on hold for 40 minutes before somebody answered the phone, which is first off, how do we not all collectively have, if you'd like to get a phone call back when we're ready, when we're ready for you, we'll call you back. Everybody should have that. Disney will have on hold wait times for 2 to 3 hours where you're just waiting on hold to talk to anybody for 2 to 3 hours. How do you not have this? Certain companies have. I think Verizon has it. You call we'll call, put in your phone number, we'll call you back when we're ready for it. And then you wait 10 seconds or something after you pick up the phone when they call you and you get somebody. So every company should have that, number one. But so when I talked to the lady, she had, well, first off, she told me something else about she's like, well, your return policy started back on the 16th. And I was like, hold the phone. The phone didn't actually come out till the 20th. I think it was the 20th or something like that. It started on the 13th or the 14th. I was like, the phone didn't actually come out till the 16th. I didn't receive the phone till the 16th. So you're already trying to push the date back. So no. So it ended up being 1 day. And she not only talked to her supervisor, she talked to her manager. And because of their policy, because of 1 day late, they could not do anything for me. And I'm like, look, I told the lady, I'm like, look, I know it's not your, because she was stuttering on the phone. Because I told her, I was like, this honestly, you guys in my 40 minutes of listening, you keep saying how much you love your customers, how much you do anything for them, blah, blah, blah. But 1 day is a bridge too far. 1 day, a bridge too far. So I was like, look, I know, because she was stuttering on the phone and stuff. Because I told her, I was like, I'm going to start looking to go somewhere else. This is a bit ridiculous. It's 1 day. How many people got the phone on launch day and then 21 days later got to touch the other phone because they're not in the stores or anything for the most part, and are going to return? So I'm probably in the less than 1% of your customer base that's yeah, and then actually sat on the phone for 40 minutes to go through the process of getting the return. Really? This. So to me, what grinds my gears is policies, right? And the fact that apparently nobody could break this policy. This is just the way it is. And policies, I'm not a fan of. I know a good friend of mine, Lee Cockrell, is not a fan of them either because it doesn't allow for you to bend or break the rules because they're not rules, they're policies. They're the boogeyman in the closet kind of thing. that you just can't get around. It's impossible. You can't do it.
Well, then it wouldn't be a policy.
You want to make customers happy. One day's a bridge too far. I could see if it was a week, 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, or later. I could see that. But like literally, the phone just came out, so I didn't have the opportunity to touch it. I should have waited. I didn't. It's my fault, I know, but I think they're being a little ridiculous with their policy to not be able to bend the policy to say, yeah, you're in the minority. People that are going to sit on the phone for over an hour to make this happen.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God! I'm
so sorry this happened to you.
No, you're not. Stop.
I'm trying not to get emotional. I'm trying not to get emotional. Because I don't have any Kleenexes on my desk right now.
Me neither.
I'm keeping it in check.
Me neither. I just use this terry cloth here. No, it's I don't know. It's just annoying. Policies they don't allow for your people to make any kind of decisions and make what I would say a magical moment, kind of like in Disney, right? They have policies, but they also have rules, and those rules can be bent. Those rules sometimes can be broken depending on the situation, depending on the guest, depending on the cast member, and magical moments can happen, and policies don't allow for that.
Well,
but we love all our customers. We want them to, we do anything for them. We'll bend over backwards for them.
I've never had a magical moment at the Verizon store. I'll have to agree with you there.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Has anyone ever had a magical moment at any telecommunications store?
No, I think they need to up their magical moment game.
I think the most magical thing was that they actually had the thing I needed in stock at the time in which I needed it, which was, ironically enough, iPads.
One time I put my name in the queue, and as soon as I was done writing it, they called my name.
Wow.
That's a magical moment.
That's actually huge.
That was about as magical as it. I don't know if this is a grind my gears, but I'm still scratching my head over it. So I tried another subscription box because I needed some new workout clothes, because the burpee challenge and everything. I'm really rough on my workout clothes because I'm a beast. So I was like, I'm not going to stores or anything. I was looking online. I was getting, it was taking too much of my time. So I was like, let me just go to like a subscription box. So I was like, let me try this Wantable, which has an active like subscription box. And I gave them my profile. They know how old I am. I gave them an idea of what I liked. So one of the things was that I like shirts with sleeves. And, they know my age and everything. So they sent me this tank top.
Oh.
And a sleeveless tank top. But what it said on it had me very confused. So this skimpy little tank top, which I'm thinking was probably like for somebody in their 20s, said spiritual gangster. I'm like, what is a spiritual gangster? Am I a spiritual gangster? And I was like, no, I don't think I am. What is a spiritual gangster? I'm like, is this somebody who does yoga but is also in the mafia? This is a very specific person.
Spiritualgangster.com.
I mean, what is a spiritual gangster? And I think if I have to ask what a spiritual gangster is, I'm probably not a spiritual gangster. I sent it back. And I canceled my subscription. I tried it, but I sent everything back. Things were just not working. But anyway, if for anybody out there who is a spiritual gangster, I would love to know how you qualify and what exactly it is, and if you have a gun. Like, is this like, hey, I have a concealed carry permit and I also go to yoga every day? Like, what is a spiritual gangster? All I know is I am not one. That's all.
I love the idea of a subscription for workout gear. I didn't even know that was a thing. And it probably isn't in Australia, Joe. We have iPads, but not subscriptions for workout gear.
how are you going through so many workout clothes? Like I've had the same, like most of my running shirts I've had for like going on like 9 years now.
Oh my goodness, my stuff does not last that long. It goes through the wash multiple times a week.
Let me back it up a little bit, give you the more accurate. No, I do.
I
wear the same. I have like one or two like workout items, but I work out like pretty much every day, and I'm always wearing the same thing. I mean, I wash it and everything, but I have to wash it a lot because I don't have a lot of things in rotation. Then they're always all black because it's slimming. And,
for the mirror, is that what you're worried about? What the mirror is going to say back to you? Your reflection?
I don't know. But I was just like, if I had a few things to choose from and maybe, something with like a little color that would help inspire me a little bit more. And I was just kind of getting sick of wearing the same old thing. So that's why I was like, a subscription box might be great because I could sort of build up my pieces until I kind of have enough and then stop. Again, this is, very first world problem, but I'm sticking with my Stitch Fix. I've been a customer of Stitch Fix for a while, and I'm very happy with them. And they do have they're starting to build in some more athletic, pieces. So anyway, that wasn't really a grind my gears. It was more of like
who's getting lunch
kind
money?
of is like listen,
kind of.
Listen to your customers.
I mean, they should have known. I think they should have known. I know that we're just getting to know each other, but I feel like they should have known from what I told them that I was not a spiritual gangster.
It seems like a pretty polarizing thing to send somebody. They could have just sent a shirt with a color, like it didn't.
You don't have to put words on my clothes. You don't have to.
That's a checkbox, right? Like when you're filling out the form, like, do you want words, being broadcasted to the people in the gym or your reflection in the mirror?
Yeah. Like, I don't do mornings. No, you don't need to put that on my sweatshirt. No, I do mornings quite well, actually. Thank you. No.
Oh, man.
Okay. I'm sorry.
All right.
We can move on.
So who's getting my lunch money this week? I will. It's kind of crazy. I actually had to call 2 customer service companies in a week, which is probably a record for. It's not a record for me, but it's a record like in the last 5 years.
I feel like you're always on the phone with a customer service rep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like
really?
I think half your life is on the phone with customer service.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yes.
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard me call a customer service rep?
Every episode. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Really?
Every
wow,
episode.
I guess I haven't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll have to go on the Wikipedia page too.
I'm worried that every business in New Jersey has heard from you at one point or another.
So anyway,
remember the pool company? I remember the pool company got an earful.
Yeah. I forget what that was about even.
And the drywall people. Mm-hmm. They definitely the drywall
never called
people.
me back.
Oh,
and then I called them and they're like, yeah, just call somebody else. It's like, okay, good job.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway,
what customer service rep had the pleasure of your time this time?
So I was only on the phone for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes or something like that. And only 4 of those, I think 3 or 4 of those were waiting on hold. But as both of you know, I've had issues with my Stream Deck thing with the button, the button pushing thing for all this, like the button stick, and I had like random like dinging or random like the punching button going on for a while there.
Didn't sound like punching.
That's not.
Sounds like a
same
whip.
Punching sound. Oh well, it's better. It's the closest thing to punching.
Yeah, I thought it was a whip as well.
No!
Please don't hit that button again.
Oh, jeez! You guys beat me up all the time. But
put tape on it.
Anyway, I was trying to use it to its like I was trying to use all the buttons, and apparently one of the rows was like stuck, and when you would like kind of press on like the outside frame of it, it would like activate the buttons like randomly, and it was not good because I had like record and I had stream buttons on there, so like it was like turning off my recordings when I was doing stuff with Ava in Minecraft, and it was not good. So I called them up and I was like, all right, I needed to get some kind of fix here, and they were like, okay, can you just walk through like 2 things? And I was like, okay. They're like, all right, can you just take a video of it doing it and send it to us, and we'll replace it with a brand new unit. No problem. Even if you can't replicate the problem in the video, it's fine. We believe you. Because he first said, was like, well, can you plug it into another computer and like, can you do this? And I was like, dude, I'm hitting the outside, the frame of it, and you can see the buttons lighting up. That's not a it's not a computer related problem. That's a hardware problem. So anyway, they're like, yeah, we'll totally send you a new one, no problem. And they sent me a prepaid label, and I sent it off, and they're like, we'll ship it within 2 days of receiving it, but it's a 3-day label. And they ship me, by the time they ship it back to me, like it's probably gonna be like a week before I get it. But I had to go and buy another one in the meantime, so I will return the new one once I get that one. Which sucks, but at least I have one, and they were easy to deal with. If you're looking for what a pro streamer setup should look like, this is apparently what it should look like. With lots of lights and a green screen and
It's
lots
always
of
very
lighting
dark.
everywhere.
Very dark.
Yeah, well, mine's kind of dark too. I've been meaning to add a couple extra lights in the back to kind of light up the background a little more, other than the blue. But yeah, so they're getting my lunch money because I bought the new one, and guess what? The new one doesn't have any sticking buttons. It doesn't have any problems, and it works just right. So I'm not even going to try the new one that they're sending me. I'm just going to take the brand new in the box, take it right back to the store, and call it a day.
Well, I'm glad that got solved. Are you sure you didn't spill anything on the old one?
No.
That make it sticky?
What, water? All I drink is water. Like, nah, I definitely didn't spill anything on it.
All right. I had to ask.
Yeah. No, they didn't even ask anything like that. They were just like, yeah, because I Googled it, and other people had the same problem. Like, it's not like a uncommon thing.
I'm just wondering, Jen, do you go undercover, like on the customer service line there? You just had to come onto the show to ask him that. Just,
I actually work for that customer service line. Yeah. Good thing you answered that correctly.
Yes.
Otherwise.
Glad to hear it. Yeah. So anyway, that's my who's getting my lunch money this week is Elgato, because they make great high quality products, and they had a defect, and I should have probably returned that one when I first noticed that it was a sticking button, but I just figured, whatever, it wasn't a big deal.
Leon is a fan of Elgato. He's a tech person like you, Joe. He just loves this stuff. He spends his whole weekend in my office setting things up. As long as he doesn't call me in to watch, I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, Joe,
and speaking of Leon, he is our editor for anybody who doesn't know. So thank you, Leon. Did he get a new name or anything, or a website?
Yeah, yourpodcastconcierge.com.
I feel so well taken care of, as if like we have our own personal podcast concierge.
Yes,
we do.
We do, and it feels like it.
We do.
I mean, it's so nice.
You said it's your own podcastconcierge.com?
Yourpodcastconcierge.com.
Yeah, podcast concierge. Concierge is one of those words. CONCIEIG.
CIE.
Oh my goodness.
CIEG.
CIERGE.
RGE. Oh man.
That's okay.
It really is not that hard. Yourpodcastconcierge.com. Super easy for anyone that's listening. Apart from Joe.
He'll get it.
Apparently, but if you type it wrong into Google, they will bring you to the right place. So
there you go.
There you go.
Great looking website.
Now,
lots of purple. Love it.
Joe, you're not allowed to call them.
No.
And don't call them. Don't call their customer service line. I know you want to. I know you were looking for that number just now. Don't do it.
I don't need to sit on the phone with them. That's okay. I trust. They've edited so many episodes of ours that I trust that they
put up with a lot from us.
They
Joe,
do.
Joe, yes. I'm going to give you a personal challenge.
Okay.
between now and next week's episode, I don't want you to be on the hold with any customer service reps. I don't want you to call any customer service people.
Can you do it, Joe? Is it even a possibility?
None.
I don't know.
Do not call any businesses with any issues.
So hold on, time out. So we have a Polar Express train that we got for Christmas last year. I'm not going to be the one that calls. Probably it's going to be Melissa, but
you want to.
I will make her.
But you want to.
I don't want to. I don't want to sit on the hold. That's crazy.
I think you do. I think you love it.
I do not.
Because you know how I know you love it is because you always tell us exactly how much time you've spent on hold. Like, to the minute. 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 11 minutes, 42 minutes. Like, you always know.
I'm the opposite. I will do anything out of getting on the phone to anyone.
I don't even remember the last time I've been on like hold with a customer service person.
I mean, I don't usually want to. It's just sometimes it's the best way to get things done.
I'm compelled to. It's like the phone is drawing me.
And now the Polar Express thing. I got to call Santa Claus. Like, what? Santa does not want to hear from you, Joe. He's going to have a rough Christmas as it is.
Oh.
He is. Does he have enough PPE to get the job done is the question.
Well, the elves are complaining.
And for him too, just to go into these houses. I don't know if I'd want to go into random people's houses.
That's the thing. We don't know what the situation is.
Up here. Speaking of the situation, this situation is pretty much up and over. If you want, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast platform of choice, and tell us what you want to hear in an upcoming episode. And if you either write it there or write it in lights on your roof so that we can see it from our house.
Nick says, Joe, I got your back. What is this? I got your back,
thanks,
Joe.
Nick. I appreciate it. I'm tired of getting beat up. Like, it just.
Right.
It's not a whip. It's
right.
It's a whip.
It's not a whip. It's like Batman. It's like the original Batman, like the boom pow, kind of. Anyway. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Business Geeks podcast, share it with the business geek in your life. Send us your questions and suggestions to questions@businessgeekspodcast.com. Catch us next Monday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tuesday, 7:30 a.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. For Sam and Jen, I'm Super Joe Pardo. We hope you have a great week. Take care.